Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you. This is, I guess, part two of my videos from yesterday. I covered the Raw 3 hour change, which I think is going to be the easiest way to put it, disastrous. TNA trying out something new, going live for the summer. When I first heard the news, I thought that this was a good move. I don't think it's the best move they can make, but at least they're not going to try to go head to head with WWE anymore. This time, going live, they're just going to just basically putting on a live wrestling show. By them putting a cap on it on when this is going to end, there is no date, but it is being said as this is just for the summer. I think that this, I think some people could be looking at it as TNA is already planning to fail. When they went live to go against WWE and they restarted the I guess much hyped and didn't live up to Monday Night Wars. They were able to spend a lot of money. Spike got behind them. They got some faith in themselves. They went out. Hogan, Bischoff, RVD, Jeff Hardy, Mr. Anderson. Week after week, there was a new surprise, trying to topple Raw, trying to steal away any rating points they could get. After I think 4 to 5 episodes, maybe about a month, they pulled the plug on it and just said that the reason they gave was that DVRs were too strong and that people were going to watch one or the other, but they weren't going to watch both at the same times. There was no reason to try to fight your strongest competition because basically the people at home were the winners because they could just watch one show, record the other, or even like a lot of people do, just record both of them and just watch them whenever they can. I think that's why most people watch anything in the world out there. For some reason, I can watch wrestling off the DVR, but I can't watch live sports. If I record baseball, NASCAR, football, I'm just not into it. But I can still get into wrestling as long as I can stay away from the spoilers out there. They would stay away from Twitter and things like that. But this time out, TNA's gonna have to fall back on the roster they have. I don't really see them going out and spending any big time money on bringing any free agents in there. As if there was any big names out there, you're gonna have to survive off the wrestlers that you have. Um, I watched last night's Impact, first time, long time. Very honest, can't remember the last Impact I watched, but if I had to put it on a date, more than likely it was December. And if my kids weren't out of the house and my wife wasn't home and I was all alone, I honestly probably wouldn't have watched Impact. It wasn't like I was like, "Hey, Impact's on. I'm gonna watch that." I didn't make it a plan. I was sitting there. I actually tuned in late because I forgot what day of the week it was. But I tuned in and I watched. I wanted to see the things that I would notice would be different when you're watching TNA. The matches, there are a lot of cuts and editing. Whoever does the editing for TNA, they do an awful good job. No, not awful good job. They do a really good job. Let's just put it that way. That the cuts they do in the matches are noticeable, but they're not horribly done. But they're gonna have to get their wrestling more crisp and clean. The stuff that they edit out, I don't know what it is, but they're editing something out. Either if it's for time or if it's just horrible stuff, sort of like the way the Great Khali is buried over on SmackDown. Most of the time, so that way they can edit out most of his bad stuff and they can make a lot of wrestlers look the best they can. They're not going to be able to hide those things anymore. I know that they heavily edit the knockout matches. The match last night between Gail Kim, Velvet Sky, and Brooke, I couldn't pick anything out that was too much. But a lot of the times when I read the reports and listen to shows like Brian and Vinny, which is where I get a lot of my Impact reviews, they can tell that stuff's in there. I couldn't tell it. The one strong point that I think of last night's show that made it a really, really good wrestling show, I would love to tell you to, hey, make sure you check out TNA because they have a bomb buster show, and I was really surprised by it last week. But when I sat back and I honestly thought about it after after the show was over, I don't think every week you're going to get Jeff Hardy against Mr. Anderson. I don't know where they're going with this, but Mr. Anderson got the win on the pay per view, and then Jeff Hardy immediately got the win on Impact in a match that really mattered. The pay per view match was just a throwaway. This one was part of the shit. What the hell are they running? The Fight for Your Right or whatever it is, Fight Night. This is going into a number one contender slot for the next thing. So Jeff Hardy got to move ahead. Mr. Anderson got left back in Limboville, like the video I put up the other day, where I just said that what the hell are they doing with this guy? And obviously, when I made the video, I knew what was going to happen with the taping, but I didn't want to come out and say it. But he won a big match, but then at the end of it, he lost the next match to the same guy, so nothing really happens. And then also your main event was Samoa Joe against Kurt Angle. We haven't seen that since I don't think 2006. I think that was the first time they put these guys together. They kept on saying that they were going to relive their feud, relive their competition from back in the day. I think Instant Classic said it the best when he said that these guys should have the best of 5,000 series and start now. I don't think anybody would turn down seeing this. But the one thing I really liked was the segments in the back. I think they really do those really well. But going live, they have to do this pre-tape or something like that. But a lot of questions about what we're going to do from TNA here going live, and we'll have to see what happens in the future.